Secondly, when ViewRay, which we are attracting to the village of Oakwood from Florida, that was bringing 90 high-tech jobs, when that deal was in danger, Gary Gottschalk, Mayor of Oakwood, called me. I intervened quickly. We managed to address the problems relative to collateral in such a way that we're keeping ViewRay, a high-tech company, here. Aaron Lemieux, again, from Tremont LLC, the company that I described earlier. He would not be able to advance his project but for the leadership that I took in establishing Cuyahoga Next Advisors, which has provided ultimately the funding that he needs here. I mentioned my role in the DFAS issue to save jobs here and ultimately bring more. So time in, time again, with one organization or another, I've done what's been asked, what's been needed, gone beyond what's been required to keep jobs, attract jobs, and retain jobs in this community.
Because of the nature of the question, even though it was directed to Peter Lawson Jones, I give Mayor Sutherland a full minute. Actually, a minute 10 since he went a little long.
It's only fair.
Thank you. I think that obviously jobs are the most important aspect of what we're looking at here in Cuyahoga County. And however, I do have to take issue. Some of the progress, I think, or some of the projects that Peter has talked about basically are setting up commissions and task forces, and I don't really think that there are a lot of direct results. We have got to do something much more dramatic, and I will tell you, even going back to that last question, you know what, maybe we need a little bit more spice and spunk around this place. Right now, the way that it's working, it's like it's very much status quo, nobody wants to rock the boat, and you know what, folks, I think it's time to stop that, and you know what, if you vote for me, you're going to get spice and spunk.
Next question, please.
Okay, this question is to both candidates regarding the casino issue. It is not whether you are for or against the casino, but whether or not you think there will ever be a casino plan for Northeast Ohio using Lake Erie or not.
Debbie Sutherland.
Thank you. I am very hopeful that at some point in the future that we will have a casino on the lakefront and that it will be a major attraction for Northeast Ohio. I am not in favor of the current issue 6 that is on the ballot because it's going to put a casino down in Wilmington, Ohio, which that's really not going to help us much. We will get some tax revenue from it, but it's to me it's kind of a sellout, and I would like to do it the right way and make sure that if we're going to have gambling that we have something right here in Northeast Ohio, keep our tourists in town and bring tourists in from out of state. So yes, I would absolutely be in favor of doing that.
1 minute, Mr. Jones, please include in issue 6 yay or nay in your answer.
Absolutely. Another difference between my opponent and me. I'll be voting for issue 6. Now, I guess we're continuing to look for the perfect casino proposal, and each and every one gets picked apart. But the benefit of issue 6 is twofold. Number one, we won't just get some money. It's projected by the Ohio Department of Taxation that we'll receive at least $24 million, perhaps as much as $26 million. That can be invested, my friend, in economic development that can help accelerate the pace of job creation, particularly in those emerging industrial clusters that will keep young men like you and young women who find themselves in similar circumstances in college graduates who want to stay in this area. The other advantage is it will finally break the resistance to casino gambling here in the state of Ohio, so that in 2 years we can come back to the ballot and we'll get a casino in Cleveland. And one other thing, I don't just talk about this. In 2006, when we had a casino gambling issue, I traveled all of Northeast Ohio. It was a proposal that was very favorable to Northeast Ohio, and that's why it passed by at least in Cuyahoga County, by a substantial margin. So I'm willing to work to make things happen, not just talk about it. Thank you.
Question in the back.
Commissioner, you said you were not using a driver to drive yourself to work, and there have been reports that you still are using a driver. My question is, are you using a driver or are you driving yourself to work?
Well, we'll talk about Drivergate real quick. The first thing I want, first, you know, it's interesting. I don't begrudge my opponent for having a car that's supplied by the city of Bay Village for her to drive around 4 square miles. I gave up access that I was provided to an automobile, a county automobile, that helped get me around 460 square miles. Now, in terms of whether or not I'm using a driver, as I said when I turned in my car, whenever I have to go to a county-related event during the course of the day, I'm going to take advantage of that. Why? Because it enables me to work. I'm not sitting in the back seat smoking a stogie, drinking a mint julep, with somebody with a little head jauntily tilted in the front. I am reading, I am writing, I am making phone calls, I'm preparing for my next engagement, many days of which I have 10 or 12 engagements a day.
30 seconds.
Well, one of the promises that I can make to the residents of Cuyahoga County is that I'm going to drive myself. And I guess I'm just better at multitasking. I can talk on the phone and drive at the same time.
Okay, audience, let's play nice. Next question was where? Next question here.
This question is directed towards Mayor Sutherland. Cuyahoga County is a very diverse region. How is it that as a mayor of an upscale city, will you relate to the citizens of Cuyahoga County who at times have limited means, unlike your present constituents?
1 minute.
You know, that's a really great question, and the answer is that we are all suffering. We are all suffering all across this county. It doesn't matter whether you are black or white, east side, west side, rich, poor, what your cultural background is, Democrat, Republican, Independent. We are all suffering, and we have got to work together to get this county forward. And it really doesn't matter. And what my opponent would love nothing better is to continue to drag this down about race and class, and it's not. It's about the viability of this county. So I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to fight for you.
30 seconds.
Mayor Sutherland, how dare you? I have done nothing in this race to play on race and class. When people have suggested that you ran against me because you thought it might be easier to beat somebody who's African American, I stood up for you and said that that would never play into your calculation. Let me say this. Cuyahoga County is indeed a diverse place, and I'm proud of the role that I've played in making sure that the benefits of Cuyahoga County, whether it's leadership in the organizations and various departments and agencies, whether it's contracts, are all spread around in a way that's equal for all of us. That's the kind of county we should have, and
That's your time.
thank you.
This question is for Commissioner Peter Lawson Jones. In your opening statements, you stated that you have a reputation for standing up for what's right when the moment dictates, which begs the question of why haven't you asked Jimmy DeMora to step down from his office or to at least refrain from voting on contract matters?
I have to remind everyone that we still live in a society, a country that's governed by laws, that although there is a federal investigation underway, we're certainly aware of investigations that in the past have gone nowhere and have fizzled and dissipated without any indictments. Jimmy DeMora has not been indicted. He's certainly not been convicted, and it is up to him